Alex Turnbull there reporting earlier from Cairo. Well, for more on that story, we can go now to Tel Aviv. I'm joined by Einat Wilf. She's a Labour Party member of the Israeli Knesset, or Parliament. Thank you very much for being with us tonight. Is that right, what you might have just heard our reporters saying, that the sticking point in this ceasefire agreement was that Hamas were asking for too much when it came to freedom of movement for Palestinians in Gaza?
It's difficult to say what the sticking points are. There's a lot of misinformation. In many ways, the misinformation that's being sent out to media seems to be part of the negotiations. As someone who's participated in quite a few negotiations, have a dynamic where they seem to be going well for a while, and then they reach a certain breaking point, and then it requires a lot of delicate maneuvering to bring the sides back to the table. I think at the core, there is a possibility to reach an agreement. We have some mutual interests. At the end of the day, Israel's requests are quite simple, and I would say basic. Israel simply wants Hamas to cease attacking its citizens and its civic population, to stop launching rockets from the Gaza Strip. Israel has absolutely no interests in Gaza. Israel left Gaza 7 years ago so that we will never have to return there. In parallel, as your viewers know very well, Gaza has a direct border with Egypt, uninterrupted by Israel. Many people are under the mistaken impression that Israel is encircling Gaza, but actually Gaza has a direct border with Egypt. If Gaza wants to have freer movement, it is in the hands of Egypt, not in the hands of Israel. And I would expect Egypt, that is ruled by a Muslim Brotherhood government, to show that kind of openness towards the Muslim Brotherhood of Gaza, known by the name of Hamas.
And Egypt, of course, as you say, is key in these negotiations. They're mediating in the talks, and they will guarantee any pledge made by Hamas. How reliable is Egypt when it comes to Israeli security, given that they're now ruled by an Islamist president who was once a member of the Hamas ally, the Muslim Brotherhood?
Well, it's important to mention that Egypt is playing a very constructive role in these negotiations. Despite many domestic challenges, it's certainly emerging as an important regional player under the new Muslim Brotherhood leadership. We need to remember that Egypt has very strong interests in the regions. It's not just about their sense of affiliation with the Muslim Brotherhood of Gaza. They want very much to keep the peace with Israel, sadly a cold peace, but they want to keep it in order to be able to develop their economy. They have deep domestic issues. Also, in the new architecture of the Middle East, where various local powers are vying for a dominant role, this is an excellent way for Egypt to show its constructive and important role in the Middle East. So all in all, I think we do find that Egypt is playing a constructive role, and believe will play a very important role in guaranteeing that whatever Hamas agrees to does not kind of disappear the next day. I will just say the problem in the past is that Hamas's definition of a ceasefire was that they shoot rockets at Israel and Israel doesn't respond. Naturally, it's not an agreement that we can continue to live with.
Einat Wilf, thanks very much indeed.